Hello again, everyone. I want to show you the Week 3 Show Me assignment and how you're going to turn that in. So you'll see something like this on your Edmodo wall in the message stream, and then you're going to go ahead and click Turn In. This will be due on Sunday the 29th. The instructions are to help me create this week's quiz by completing row 1 of the attached spreadsheet. And you're going to put in your name, a possible Week 3 quiz question, and the question types that I want you to choose from are true, false, multiple choice, fill in the blank. You're going to answer that question. You're going to provide how many points you think it should be worth. And then here's the key part is you're going to go back to the cells that you filled in, to that row that you have, and you're going to format the text and numbers in that row, or you're going to adjust the row height or the border style or anything else that you can think of to show me some of the things you learned in the readings and video. And then for extra credit, add something unique in column F. So maybe a gadget or an image or something that may be a little more advanced for fun. That's not something you have to do, though, just in case you want to show off a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this link here, and that should pull up the Google Doc spreadsheet. And you can see that I've done the first row for you. So I went ahead and put my full name right there. And then my quiz question is a true-false question. And it is the statement, Google Spreadsheets can be embedded in a website. And the answer is, of course, true. You can embed Google Spreadsheets in a website. I've gone ahead and made that be worth 1 point. In column E here, I listed the adjustments that I made to the row. So I changed the font and background color in columns A and B. So you can see here the font color is now white in both columns A and B. And I also changed the background color to blue and black. Then I added a border in column D. Kind of hard to tell, but there's black outline for this cell. That's D3. I also changed the text alignment to be centered and in the middle of each cell in this row. So you can see here my name, the statement, true, the number 1, and even these things here are centered and in the middle of the cell. And then I also changed the row height, so you can see row 3 is in fact wider, as it's actually taller in terms of height from top to bottom than are the other rows. And then in row F, I tried to insert a gadget, but for some reason it's not pulling up. But that was what I tried to do to be creative. So what I would ask you to do is to select an empty row, put in your first and last name, then create a question. It can be true, false, it can be fill in the blank, it can be multiple choice. So something like you can create a blank to gather data from folks. And of course for the answer I would put form. I'd have to rework that question, but you get the idea of how to do that. And then you could make it be 1 point. Put a number 1 in there. And then you go back, you can highlight the row, you can adjust the row height, you can select a cell, you can format the background color any way you want to make it stand out as yours. You could adjust the font style. You could format font to be some other type of font. You could change the font size. You could bold. Anything to kind of make your row stand out. And then just describe for me in column or cell E4 the changes that you made, and then in column F, go to Insert, maybe put in a comment or a chart or a gadget or an image or a drawing, something to kind of make your row stand out as well. And then once you're done with that, you can head back to Edmodo. You can select Turn In, and then just put Done in the box and select Turn In. There's no need to attach the link because the work was done on a shared spreadsheet that I have access to, so it will show up in my Google Docs list. And then just click Turn In Assignment. And now that's done. And obviously it says waiting for a grade there. Alright, so that's it for this week's Show Me assignment called Create a Quiz Question. And so then what I will do is I'll take the questions that you guys create and I'll choose 10 of those and put them in the week 3 quiz, which I'll hopefully assign to you on Friday. Alright, hope that makes sense to everybody. And as always, you can make a post in the message stream of our group if you have any questions. You can see that Nathan replied to the assignment of week 3 readings and videos. He asked if you could drag a cell and it will continue the list. And I believe the answer is yes to that. So for example, if I go back to our spreadsheet, which is right here, I open it up, and if I were to put in something like week 1, I think it's just going to replicate it in this case. If I drag it down, it's going to do week 1. If I put a number in there, I think it might also replicate as well. Yeah, so it's just going to do a replication of the previous cell. At any rate, that's it for this week. We'll see you next week. Thanks.